Everybody, my name is Donna Fiesel, and Phil and I are your hosts of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show where Truth Matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, and that's going to be beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You may find us on television, Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. Another way you can watch us now is on the radio, and that's Classic Country. Right. And that's WZLA. They're the biggest country giant right here in South Carolina.
Yep, what they say.
Yeah, they're absolutely wonderful folks to be with as well. Good Christian station. These folks are just really nice. Now, they play the old type. Well, some of you, I don't call it old because it's what we listen to. But anyway, some of you youngsters out there would call this old country stuff. And so they do have some great, great music. And I think a lot of you youngins like that country music back from the day.
They seem to. Back we used to have a pop music that the teenagers would listen to back in my day, and then other people would do this and that, but people who used to be pop go now to country. It's not none of the bro country.
Yeah, and they even have that on some of their advertising. We don't play that bro stuff here. And it's so really good. You can find them on the internet too. I was listening to them before we even moved to South Carolina. It's just good folks. And also their morning show, with Benji and Lacey, they are funny too. And they have this, I like the little theme shows, songs that they have on there. It's like, from Sanford and Son and different things that they have also all kinds of great contests and stuff like that going on, and so you make sure you check them out in the mornings. You're going to love them and be super glad that you did. Let's start talking about saving money. Okay, a lot of folks
are saving money.
I'll
never do that.
Oh, believe me, he is, and it's time to tighten up the belt. And a lot of it, now we can't tell a whole lot of difference in the economy. We can't because we've always been self-sufficient anyway.
We're tightwads.
Yeah, we are. So we've always been that way. But there are things that you can do to save money and really simple things to do. And I found this website and I dig it. I really do love this one. And it's americasaves.org, americasaves.org. And they talk about different things that you can do. Now, Phil always says this, okay, I've got this really nice dishwasher. And what did you call it?
An expensive dish drainer.
Yeah, well, because I hardly ever use it. Now, I like to use that dishwasher when I'm canning, preserving foods and stuff, because it really does get your jars squeaky clean. I don't have to sit and boil them all the time, in big dish pans and stuff like that. So it's really, really handy. And I know it's funny, but I do use it for a dish drainer because it really comes in handy. But this is number one right here, and it says air dry. So if you air dry dishes instead of using your dishwasher's drying cycle, it really depends on what I've got going on. So if I use the dishwasher and I am canning, I'll go ahead and use that dry cycle.
Right.
And because I need it to be completely dry, especially if I'm doing something with herbs, dried herbs and everything. I've got to, that can be an enemy.
Can't even have just a little bit of moisture in it.
That could always create some kind of moisture and create, all kinds of bad. In other words, your herbs just not going to last as long. So that's another thing. Now there's another one that you talk about all the time, and it's turning it off. So like when you use timers or motion detectors, say to turn off lights, and be sure to unplug TV entertainment systems when you're traveling. Use power strips for easy on and off switching, which is what we do here. And don't leave your computer and monitor on needlessly. Now, you're the computer guy. Okay, so if we just leave our computers on all the time, we never turn those off, is that building up cash?
Well, if you keep it used to, back in the day, you had to dial up to the internet. Now you do not have to. All you got to do is basically click a button and you're online. You go whatever you want to online. So in essence, if your computer is on and you haven't logged out of everything, You can leave your computer on, but there's not a reason to, unless you got something that's pinned in there and you hadn't got it finished. Then I'd say go ahead, let's take a little bit longer and finish it, so
Mm-hmm.
you can turn the computer off, because it builds up. Anytime you get online, it starts attaching things to your computer. Um, like when you first get a computer, you could have one special made, or when you just look at it, almost it's no, it's gone to another side, and that was good. But the longer you keep it, the more it starts slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, it gets back to what you have bought a new computer for,
Mm-hmm.
is to get something better. But there's ways of cleaning a lot of that stuff off.
Well, it builds
Uh,
up a memory, and
it
then when you
does.
build up a memory, well, then that's just adding, making the
It
computer
builds up a
slower.
cache.
Mm-hmm.
That means CACE, cache.
And CASH too.
But anyway, it does, and you can say, well, and I can't find it like I used to. I'm guilty. Um, there's just so much stuff on there, and before I think about it, I hadn't thought about, okay, maybe I just need to clear the cache.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that. There's ways of getting in there and cleaning all that out. The bad part of that is if you have websites you go to without having to sit there and punch the password in,
Username, password.
then if you clear the cache or clear your memory for the internet, you're gonna wipe that out too.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a hassle part, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do that. You know, we got vampires in our house.
Yes,
You've got vampires in your house too. Did you know that? You know what a vampire is?
that's something that keeps sucking the juice out of your power.
Mm-hmm. So if you keep stuff plugged in all the time, whether you're using it or not, I know Brad and Larissa do that. That's how they paid their house off, by the way, in 10 years. And so they would unplug every single thing in their house. You know, when they were not using the coffee maker, it was unplugged. Now, to me, I got to have the coffee maker plugged in.
That's a requirement for us.
That
We
is a
got to have it.
necessity right there. That's got to be.
Because hey, now guys, this is something that's in the Bible that tells us men that we have to make coffee. If you don't believe it, just go to Hebrews.
Hebrews. So anyway, yeah, you are the coffee maker. And I like mine really strong. Where you can just stand a spoon up and it just sits in there and it doesn't fall over.
Well, that's I'm getting that way. I try to make it her stiff coffee, so I just drink it. I don't make different cups. So.
Well, you can always
Okay.
water it down.
I could, but it's too far to the sink. I have 2 steps. I'd have to turn around and put water in.
You remember the commercial used to come on with the guy that has a coffee maker on and he can't wait for the coffee to brew and he's got his mouth up under that spoon.
That's you.
That's me. I gotta have my coffee first thing. I'm sorry. I know all you estheticians out there are going, oh, how much do you drink? And remember Carolyn, you know, in Charlotte,
yeah.
North Carolina. Oh,
Just look at her and tell her, just be quiet, okay?
She used to fuss at me all the time. Because every time she would come around, I had a cup of coffee in my hand, and she would say, if you just knew what that was doing to your skin. And so I said, well, what's it doing to my skin? She said, it's dehydrating your skin. And she said, you've got to drink 3 cups of water in order to get that hydration back into your skin. And she's right about that. She really is. So I drink a lot of water too. So
Yep.
I go both ways. But now vampires, I want you've got a vampire in your house. And the first time I mentioned this on the show, you remember a guy from the power company called
Mm-hmm.
and sent me a message or something. And he said, you're absolutely right about those vampires. He said, you don't know how much electricity you are burning up and how much it's costing you because you just leave some stuff plugged in. You know, and again, sometimes stuff it's got a clock on it. I can't unplug that now. I've got to have it. This drives annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You walk by and electricity went off, somebody hit a power pole or something, and you come home and everything's doing this. Where the power had been off. Yeah, I kind of dig that as well. Let's do one more before we go into a commercial break. So this one right here is a good one too. It's don't get burned with hot water. Now what that means is lowering the thermostat on the water heater to 120 degrees because water heaters are the second highest source of energy use in the home.
It goes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another part of that is there's a different water heater that you can utilize. It may be all gas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where there's electric or gas, but I know the gas one. It's called. It's just mounted like a tank on the wall. It does not do anything till you turn the faucet on for hot water, and then you get hot water. It's
that would be very energy.
It's a little
efficient.
pricey, but that could eliminate some expense. You may have to have an investment on to start with. After that, you could have one upstairs, one downstairs. So whoever turns the water on, they get hot water. It's not. Sometimes you don't have to turn your hot water on and wait for it to get warm. But
this is instantly.
Yes.
Right? You got instant hot water, and that's pretty cool. Because I like to take hot showers, especially when it's really cold outside. How about this one? And it's called Get a Checkup. Get your heating system checked up once a year. A licensed professional will make sure your system is operating efficiently and safety. The checkups can identify problems earlier in the year. Right. Now, another thing you like to do is keep it clean around that area outside because we got a lot of trees here.
We do.
We've got a lot of leaves and stuff. That affects it, doesn't it?
It will get into the top of the water, the air conditioning unit, and it gets clogged up in there, or even outside where the coils are. You can see that. Now, sometimes I'll go out with a hose and put it on whatever gets it harder water, and try to rinse it off that way. That'll get some of it, but the coils do get stopped up with dirt, trash, things off of trees, stuff like that. And so it's something that the heating and air conditioning companies, it's a service, preventing service. So basically, around a month or so before summertime is ready to start kicking on, they may have a time that come out, and maybe twice a year, maybe once before the winter season starts, and they kind of clean that up. And they check the filters, check the vents, because dust can get in the vents and stuff like that, and that could be helpful in a fire.
Well, it's like your refrigerator in the back of it. You got to keep that thing cleaned off because that can prevent your refrigerator from freezing, like your ice and stuff like that. It will keep it
from freezing or cooling. I mean, it will warm. It will run better if they're clean because you got. Between those things, you got air spaces. Unless it's clogged, it could be bent, and where something's hit something, and then it's jammed together. But they need to be cleaned.
That's something I never think about. It needs to be done at least twice a year.
That wouldn't be a bad deal. No. Sure would.
Because again, it's just the build up, and it just won't run as efficient, which is going to cost you more in electricity to begin with.
It's making it work harder.
We got to go into a commercial break.
Why don't we go into work?
We went past it again. Can you believe this? We always do that. Let's go into a break. We'll return in just a few minutes. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing, including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are back from the commercial break. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, Donna's Edge television and radio talk show. You can also find us on the podcast on thenewscasters.com. And another way you can always find us is through social media. Well, we're doing social media when everybody else don't do social media, but I'm so glad we started that.
Yep. It's time to update some stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
There's always changes.
Mm-hmm. Constantly updating all the time. Okay, now I mentioned a website is americasaves.org. Americasaves.org. We're all trying to save money right now, okay? So this is another one right here where we talked about keeping them clean. We talked about the dishwasher. We talked about the refrigerator. We talked about the heating and cooling vent, all that stuff outside.
About fireplace.
But, pardon?
About fireplace.
Yeah, fireplaces. Let's talk about the fireplace.
Okay. If you have a wood-burning fireplace, you want to keep your chimney clean. It could sit there for a long time and build up dust, soot, stuff like that, and it could be a deadly thing for its fire because you don't know what's there. You're trying to get thing, and next thing you know, it's going the wrong way. So I don't know what the price would be. Didn't do that kind of research before we got online, but something. Just check out, find places that they do keep the fireplace is clean, because burning the wood creates soot, gets up in there, it can clog up, and we're talking about clogging anyway on some of the other things. It could be there, and next thing you know, it could flicker off into something and catch a house on fire. So you want to keep the chimney, the flues and everything, even if it's gasoline or something like anything like that. It's still got vents and stuff that goes and vents through the ceiling or some way outside. But keep that. Same with your dryer.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I have an aunt and uncle whose house burned down one time because they didn't clean out the filter.
They didn't. Because when you dry, it's that lint that comes off the clothes gets around. You've got a filter in there, but that don't necessarily catch everything in it, because sometimes it could be out under the dryer, it could be around the vent, could be a vent leaking or something. Keep it all checked.
You know, another thing too is, you know, the house we lived at in Alabama, it was my grandparents' old farmhouse, and nobody had lived in it for 13 years or something like that. And when a house just sits, I mean, it just starts going to pot. And so one thing that you really need to check on, especially if it's an old house, is around the windows. If you can feel wind coming through, that's costing you in electricity. And we found this really neat tape that we're using for our greenhouse.
It's the same kind of tape that the heating and air conditioning people utilize when they're putting the vents together, or they're checking the vents. Sometimes maybe the vents have been there for a while. If it says under the house, then you could have dogs or rodents getting under the house and messing with them. But when they have to put them back together, it's a pill and stick type thing. And you can pill it, but when you stick it, you better be ready for it to be there.
Make sure
and that's what they do. It helps to conceal any leakage or anything like that, so you're getting your heat or your air inside the house and not in the attic or something like that.
And one way we found by using this tape, because we're using it on the greenhouse, is you need to cut it. It's got a backing on it. So make sure you cut it, then take the backing off, and make sure you only put out a little bit of that backing and pull that off at a time, because it sticks to itself. So you got to be super careful when you're doing that, so that you don't waste it, you know. And it's worth the $10 for that roll. I mean, it's worth the $10. Going ahead and get it. Now, another thing, and we're talking about weather stripping and stuff like that, but another thing is getting an audit. And I thought this was really interesting, and they will come out. So your utility company may offer free energy audits that can identify expensive energy losses from your basement, maybe an unfinished roof, attics, and leaky ductwork. We said about putting that tape on there. And also, sealing ducts can give you big savings, again, on your energy bills and keep you from turning up the thermostat in a cold room. So if you've got one room that's maybe cold and the rest of the house is warm, it could just be a problem with the windows.
Could be. It could be maybe that room wasn't insulated as well. That's a possibility. But there's a reason. It could be maybe it was an add-on and they didn't maybe get the heat and air exactly like they should.
Ductwork maybe just not exactly right.
Not running like it could be a smaller ductwork than it needed to be. So yeah, it would be something. If you have that, get somebody out there that's in that industry and get them to check it.
Do, because it'll save you some money. And another thing is just plain old taking a walk. You want to take a walk? Here's what they suggest for taking a walk. Circle your home with an easy-to-use spray foam insulation and look for openings and gaps around those pipes. Chimneys, lights, windows, basement, brick, and cement work.
You can check.
You get different colors of that for spray on foam too now, can't you?
I think you can. I'm not 100% sure,
so
but
not
I
all
believe we have
white.
saw it. But especially, let's say going down from the sink in your kitchen or any of the water sinks. It could be that it cut the hole bigger than they actually needed, and they didn't do anything to seal it up. So you can buy that spray foam, and when you just spray a little, it'll kind of swell up, and you can take a knife or something and smooth that off. But that will seal it. Now, if you're having problems with rodents, they'll find those holes as well and get in your house. So if you've got them all sealed up, then I'm not saying they can't get in there, but they have to find different ways.
Well, I saw my friend Jim McGee, Jim and Joanne, and they used to live in Anniston, Alabama, and they were good friends of ours, and they moved to Gulf Shores out that way. And that's what his business was. Yeah. And so And I just met him because I was in the cell phone business, and he wanted to buy some phones. That's how we all became friends. And so he said, "You want to just see what it does?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'd like to see it." So they sprayed it with some kind of a hose, and it comes out really thin, and it just like bulks up, like
Well, your cuz, Shane.
that's what they do
That's
too.
what they do.
And then they just cut it off, the excess with a knife.
Spray insulation on that particular thing. But what it does, they spray it on there, then it swells up and gets into some of the cracks that your other insulation would not be.
But now you can get a can of that stuff and it'd be cheaper yourself.
Yes.
And just spray if you're seeing some air
Absolutely.
or anything. Like if you can look outside and you can see the daylight,
Yep.
odds are you need to get some of that stuff. It'll save you some money.
It don't take a lot. You don't want to have one right on one can and one little bitty crack. Just to spray by, and when it swells up, it will seal that crack.
This is another good tip right here, and that's get with the program. And what they mean by that is install a programmable thermostat, which automatically adjusts the temperature during the day or at night. That's a great idea, keeping you from, like if you forget, like we're always in a hurry, like we have to go somewhere. If we forget to do it, it just automatically does it. And it can save you up to $100 a year or more.
Right. That has been available for a while. It's you need to get somebody in there to help you get it synchronized like it's supposed to be. Once it is, it'll say won't run all night long unless you tell it to. But maybe you want it to. You get up, say at 6 o'clock every morning. You'd like it to be, it don't have to be hot, but be not as cold either. So it kicks on at a certain time, and then by the time you get up at 6 o'clock, then it's bearable. But it can get confusing if you don't get it set right. But get somebody out there that can do that, and it's the same at night. Maybe you go to bed at 10 o'clock. You want to be cool or warm to that time, then program it to, say, an hour later, then it starts. And then you'll have a bottom line. You don't want it to get anywhere close where it's freezing anyway. You'll program it to where it don't get past, we'll just say 59 on going down, and over whatever temperature on high. So that way it keeps it from running all the time.
Well, let's do this last one. I think it's really neat, and it's called Stay Bright. And say, as old school incandescent light bulbs are, burn out, replace them with the new light emitting bulbs, the LEDs.
Right.
And then you're going to save a lot of money using those things. You'll save about $90 a year in electricity costs, probably more than that. You pay up front, but shop around. Prices are dropping. They're not near as expensive as they used to be. Remember when they first came out?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to redo the whole house, and it was going to be several $100s to do that. It's a lot cheaper now. They use up to 25% less energy, and that can last up to 12 times longer, so you're not continually buying light bulbs. They do pay for themselves.
Yes. When I was employed by Lowe's, I had a lady come in. She was looking for LED lights, bulbs. Her daughter had changed everything in her house, ceiling fans, lights, everything to LED. The first year, she saved $100 off lights.
That's quite a savings right there. So if you're looking to do that, just try to be less wasteful. We get in a hurry and sometimes just don't think about things, but try to make it a family thing. Okay, you get together with the kids so they can learn how to save as well. How many times were we told growing up, "Are you going to hate? What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Cool off the whole town of Oxford?"
And the same way with just plain lights. Sometimes you may have every light in the house on, but you're only in one area.
But if you got those LED lights, though, you don't have to worry so much
Not as
about
bad.
it. And they don't get hot when you're trying to change
That's
a bulb either.
I've been burned.
How many
a
times
few
I've burned
on
my
that.
hands doing that.
But that one does not.
We're going to have to go. Thank you again so much for watching Donna's Edge television and radio talk show. The reason we do this is to give you information. If you have ideas for shows, you'd like me to do some research for you, I'm always tickled to do that. Phil can tell you, I love to read. I love to read. And I really like doing this for you. Send emails to Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. Say bye, Phil.
I feel.
See you later. Bye-bye.